I just have a few questions for you before you go.
Sure.
Starting off with, where are you from? What mediums do you use and why?
Where am I from? Originally, I'm from New York. That's why I say it like New York. But I'm originally from New York, but now my wife and I, we live in Marietta, Georgia. Mediums, I use pretty much everything. The mediums that I prefer are acrylic on canvas, acrylic on Yupo paper, printmaking. I do a lot of different printmaking techniques like dry point and monotype. I do watercolor, but the one I really do the most is probably just straight acrylic on canvas.
What do you enjoy about that?
I enjoy the color, I enjoy the layering, I enjoy the scraping. It's very tactile, and I like that sort of manual feel about making images. I like being able to put down layer and layer and layer of paint, and because acrylic dries so fast, you could really put a lot of layers in a short amount of time, scrape away at them, sand them down. You can do all kinds of things, and I like that.
Awesome. Where do you find most of your inspiration?
Most of my inspiration will be when I am doing whatever the piece is. I like doing city pieces, and it's always got to be cities, cityscapes or urban landscapes. It's always got to be places that I've been, so I have some sort of an emotional tie to it. So New York City's a biggie for me because I went to school there. I worked there for a long time. I lived right outside of New York City in the suburbs there. Paris has been one I've been doing a lot of lately. I loved Paris when I was there. But they inspire me a lot, but a lot of the inspiration, even if I do a picture of something that maybe doesn't grab me, a place that doesn't grab me, once I start doing the painting, you get inspired from that, just from the act itself.
And that kind of goes into my next question. Earlier I heard you talking about jazz as a metaphor for how you paint. Can you go into that a little bit more?
Yeah, I learn more about painting from jazz than really almost anything. I like to listen to a lot of the jazz from like the 40s and onward. And I think the example I gave earlier was like a song by John Coltrane. He would do versions, and he would do many versions of the same song, which was My Favorite Things, which is really like a show tune, kind of simple show tune. But he would take that structure and just really explode out from it. He would, all of a sudden, he starts with that basic melody, but then his saxophone takes it into these other nether regions, and his pianist, who was a McCoy Tyner, he would go in a different direction. So they're starting with a structure and then just really breaking out from it. And I learned a lot about painting from that, where I will start with a basic idea or a basic image, and then from there, just not knowing where I'm going. It's important to not know where you're going with it and just explode out from there.
Very interesting. What is one piece of advice you have for new artists?
Draw every day. Draw every day. Even if it's just a couple of minutes a day, do a drawing. I always like to say no drawing. A bad drawing is better than no drawing. And you will get better. Volume is better than being meticulous. Just every day, 2-minute drawing, 2-minute drawing. It's almost like dust settling. You don't see it at first, and then all of a sudden everything's covered in dust. Well, your skills will be that way. So you keep doing a drawing, and as time goes by, you realize, my gosh, I've really gotten pretty good at this. That's my advice.
Awesome.
Sure.
And last question.
Sure.
Who is your most memorable teacher and why?
Oh, my most memorable teacher. Probably one that I had a little later in life. It was a man named Robert Angelock. He taught me printmaking. I was already a professional illustrator at the time, but I took a printmaking class at the art school in the town that I lived in New York. And I became very good friends with him, and he had sort of a blue-collar approach to doing artwork. You just do it. You don't worry about it being neat or perfect or anything. You do it. You express what it is you want to put down on it. And he had a great work ethic. He was another one. He did work every day. And a wonderful artist and a wonderful human being. So I would say Robert Angelock.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming to hang out with us today,
Yeah.
and we look forward to seeing your new work.
Oh, thank you. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course.
All right.